Hey everybody, welcome to the Dave Saturday Podcast. I don't have a lot of listeners, and that's probably why I didn't get asked any questions this week. But that's okay. I'm going to take it nice and easy today. Talk about my week. That's going to be the whole podcast. I'm drinking water, that's why I keep going. So people know that I'm enjoying my beverage. Why do people do that? They drink something and they go, so let everybody know they enjoy what they're drinking. What do people do that after they ate something? They ate a steak and then they went, That'd get annoying real quick. Okay, what did I do this week? Not much. Not much at all. I went to work. I've been working out. I've been reading David Goggins' book. I've already talked about all that. Changing my life. I'm bullying myself because if I do anything wrong ever, yell at me. I think it's great. It works for me. It motivates me. It does not work for everyone. Don't belittle yourself because so basically this is working so well for me that I'm concerned to tell people about it because if everybody starts doing it, then that's just more competition for me. And I don't want that. So I'll tell them I'm like 60 and I'm not really competing for anything anymore. Yep. Gotta go grocery shopping tomorrow morning. I'm gonna start dieting again. Dieting real hard. I'm gonna do that starting Monday. Dieting real hard. I've got something coming up in the future that I need to diet for. So, still running. Still biking. All that jazz. My boss was kind of bummed this week for personal reasons, so that was interesting. I've been coming into work earlier and earlier. I think earliest I was in last week was 7:50 in the morning. I don't have to be until 8 because I work hard. I've really been working hard. I've been getting everything done all week. It usually takes a while, but I'm happy. I'm happy with where I'm at, where I'm working. Yeah. There's really not much of this, so I'm going to come up with something else to talk about. At work on Thursday, we had free lunch. But I can't remember. Oh, it was like burgers and stuff. Yeah, we had a lot of burgers. Burgers. We grilled outside, had some burgers, had some bratwurst. I had a softball game. And I went out my softball game, and this was on Monday. And I got on first base, and I had brought a brat with me because we had brats for dinner. And I was like, okay, I can snack on this brat later at the game. I got to the game, I wasn't really hungry. So I got on first base, and I talk to the first baseman. I say, hey man, you hungry? He's like, man, I could eat a horse or something like that. So I said, hey man, you want a hot dog? And he's like, what? And so I pulled out the brat and I said, you want this, man? And he started laughing. He didn't want it. I don't understand why. It's just it was jalapeno cheddar. It was good. It's not like it has a good reason to refuse. So we lost that game by 10 points. Right after I did that, the team scored 10 points on us. I was trying to get in his head, I think. But I think what I did was got in his head the wrong way. So then he was like even more confident he could beat us. And that's what happened. Yesterday, Google was celebrating the letter Año, which is the letter N with a squiggly over it. And I thought that was very funny because what if we just celebrated every letter in the alphabet? That would be funny. Or if we celebrated each character in the Russian alphabet for Russia inclusion. Or we studied every single language in the entire continent of Africa for African American inclusion. I just thought the letter was cool, but what is this accomplishing? I don't know. I don't want to celebrate letters. Unless it's the letter Y, because letter Y is really interesting because in bicycle, it's kind of like icicle. Is icicle spelled how I think it is? I don't know. It's not, I sound really stupid. But they're spelled different, but they sound the same. I really hope icicle is spelled ICI with 2 I's. How do I spell icicle? I'm going to look it up. I almost dropped my water. I'm going to look up how to spell icicle. Bear with me. while I look up how to spell icicle. I spell it right. I-C-I-C-L-E. And then you spell bicycle. B-I-C-Y-C-L-E. So it's different. Bicycle and icicle. Isn't that crazy? If you said to spell bicycle and said spell icicle, you could totally prank someone into spelling it wrong and then call them an idiot and push them down and kick a bunch of dirt on their face. I wouldn't know from experience, but I'd assume you could do that. I'm going to look at bicycles. Wow, bunch bikes? What the heck? Bunch bike? This bike is basically, it's a bike, but instead of having one front wheel, it has two. And between the two front wheels is a big bin. It looks like a shopping cart. Oh, gosh. Looks like a shopping cart you can ride. And the picture for how to use it, there's just kids in it. Hey, kids, better get into my electric cargo bike. Got some candy in my electric cargo bike. That'd be funny. Someone gets arrested for kidnapping kids in their electric cargo bike. That would be terrible for the electric cargo bike industry. Roommate had her sister over to make some food. She made some food, and then she didn't make enough extra, and I'm disappointed. So, if she's listening to this, and she's not, she's listening to this, I'm very disappointed in you, and I think you should have made more food that I could just eat. And instead, I'm having to purchase my own food. Rude, making me live a normal human life because I have to purchase my own food. This podcast probably won't be short because I feel like I'm in a good mood and I can talk about a lot. My roommate's cat's name is Blue. Let me tell you about Blue. Blue is named Blue because if she was a person, I would be blue every time I was around her because she's not fun to be around. And if you show her any form of affection at all, she gets mad at you. And that makes me blue, but she's called Blue. Maybe she's blue all the time, as in sad. And she takes it out on everyone around her because she doesn't know how to healthily deal with her emotions. She's in the room with me right now, but she's just watching outside. And the neighbor's dog is taking a whiz literally right by our fence. I'm so upset. I'm going to go hit the window. I'll update you in a second what happens. Nothing happened. He just kind of looked over towards me. Yeah, so Blue is not my favorite cat. I love cats. I have a cat on my laptop. I actually have 3 cats on my laptop and stickers. But this cat, Blue, not a fan. No, sir. No, thank you. Blue. Hey, Blue, you hear that? I'm not a big fan. She just doesn't care. Man, she's different. A different breed. She's like Siamese or something. She's like Siamese and annoying person, all rolled into one. Halfway through my screenplay, I got some comedy to write today too, so I'm gonna write my screenplay and comedy the rest of the day. I've already written, I think, 10 pages of my, maybe like 8 pages of my screenplay this morning. And then I went on a walk. I went about 5 miles, and my pace was like 15:40 for the hike, which is really fast. So my marathon, and then I'm gonna power hike it. Power hike the marathon. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So, let's talk about the future of this podcast. I like answering questions. Questions are not asked as frequently as I would like, because I don't have very many listeners. Because I'm not really advertising as much as I should be. Because I keep forgetting to take my business cards that are very funny. And if you want one, send an email to davesaturdaypodcast@gmail.com. I'll just send you one. A picture of one. But it's getting annoying not having a lot of listeners. Not because it's like, I feel so bad. Nobody listens to my podcast. More like, if more people listen to my podcast, more people would ask questions. And that's really the only reason I want people to listen. I don't really care if they like it or not. Which makes it very easy to advertise. And I could just be me on my own podcast, which is a good thing too. So the future of the podcast, I'm going to do it every week. And I'm just going to talk about my week and answer questions and maybe just talk about fun stuff. But I don't see my podcast really being like a podcast where I have like guests on. Now this might happen, right? Is let's say I make friends with some guy. He's very funny. And I'm like, hey man, you want to be on my podcast for an episode? And he's like, okay. Then yeah, I'll have a guy on my podcast for an episode. And we'll just talk about our weeks. Mouth's a little dry today. Been drinking a lot of water. Oh, Blue's getting up. I think Blue's really been thinking about what I've said, and she's going to apologize to me for her behavior. Not. Yeah, so I'm going to go through my routine now. So, because if I talked about it on the podcast, maybe I'll actually remember to do all of it. I always miss like one little thing. Right now, every other day, I do pull-ups for 15 to 20 minutes. I do 100 push-ups. I usually do 100 push-ups every day, every other day for the pull-ups. Yoga, I'm going to try and start doing every day or every other day. Every day except for Sundays, I will run. Well, Sundays I won't do any of this. Sundays I will run, or every day but Sunday I will run or bike a decent distance and try and go further distance on Saturdays or Fridays. Today I went like 5 miles. I think 4.17 walking. So I did it for today. I could go further if I really wanted. I just don't want to. Next week, I don't know. I'll do a lot of things. I have shin splints that are bad. So I don't know if I'll be running. I'll probably be biking a lot. So that's all the physical stuff I'm doing. It's really simple stuff, but it is very effective and it works. So, yeah. I don't want to bore you guys any longer, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. Can't wait to get my grocery tonight. Let me read you my grocery list. I don't want to bore you, but let me read you my grocery list. That makes a lot of sense. I'm getting frozen chicken breasts. I'm getting bananas, carrots, cauliflower, sliced cheese, cottage cheese, and I've got everything else I need. So, sneak peek into my diet. High protein, low carb, but with some carbs for lunch. Sandwiches. All right. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm not going to stop making my podcast ever unless I'm like physically incapable or my computer explodes. So thank you for listening. Hope you have a great day. Hope maybe not. If I don't like you, I hope you get hit with the baseball bat in their shins. Unless I do like you, in which case you should have a good day. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Or good day. Or good morning. Or good afternoon. Or good 1 p.m. Or good 2 p.m. Okay, this is stupid.